Oh, snap! Oh, it's starting! Hey, 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 Tony. What? I'm rewatching a concert.
This is the 11th time this month.
It's good content.
Anyway, there's this new anime recently came out about idols.
The one with the crazy fan that'll die if her Oshiman performs at Budokan? I've already seen it. It was mid.
No, not that one. This one is different. It has reincarnation.
I've already seen the best reincarnation anime, and it's Mushoku Tensei. I'm not going to spend my time watching something mid just because it has idols.
Reincarnation, Tony. As your Oshiman's child.
What kind of man do you think I am? I would never dare do such a heinous thing to my precious Oshiman, let alone any idol.
Well, see yourself.
As your Oshiman's child, huh? Unless you've been living under a rock or in many cases, under your parents' basement, I'm pretty sure you've at least heard of Oshi no Ko, due to his anime adaptation being somewhat of a minor hit. This story follows a deceased gynecologist and his former patient, both reincarnated as their favorite idol's twin children, as they begin their journey navigating into the entertainment industry for vastly different reasons. One climbs the ladder for revenge, and the other to fulfill a lifelong lost dream. For full disclosure, I am a Japanese idol fan, specifically of the Sakamichi series, which includes Nogizaka 46, Sakurazaka 46, and Hinatazaka 46. I've read up to about chapter 80 in the manga, and everything that I talk about from now on will include spoilers for the first season of Oshi no Ko. So if you have not read or seen it,
what are you doing here?
why in the world are you watching my video? 1. Go watch it or read it. 2. Come back to this video. Emphasis on that last point. Now, let's get to the main point of this video. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of an idol fan? A creep? An outcast with no source of socializing? A simp? Popular media has never had a positive impression of idol fans. From the stalker in Perfect Blue to the idol documentary Tokyo Idols, the overall portrayal of idol fans is negative, lukewarm at best. But it's not as if those feelings aren't warranted. It is quite unfortunate that many despicable acts have occurred to idols under the hands of the very fans that follow them. In 2014, a fan entered an AKB48 handshake event in northern Japan. When he was within the vicinity of his two targets, Iriyama Anna and Kawaii Rina, he pulled out a hidden foldable saw from his jacket and proceeded to hack at the two idols. The fan was later apprehended, but not before leaving the two idols with injuries to their heads and hands, along with the injured staff who had attempted to stop the assailant. Luckily, no one was fatally wounded by this event. Kawaii Rina later announced her graduation from the group in 2015, citing the saw attack as the reason for her decision. In 2016, a fan followed Tomita Mayu to a building right before a performance. The fan had sent Mayu gifts prior to the event, but were later returned. That day, he approached her, questioning her response to his gifts. When she didn't give him an appropriate explanation, he proceeded to stab her a total of 61 times. Tomita Mayu managed to survive the attack, but was left partially blinded in her left eye, issues eating food, the inability to use her fingers, and suffering from post-traumatic disorder. There are plenty of more horror stories you can find available online if you're able to stomach them, and they, of course, influence how the media portrays idol fans. But what do people actually think about idol fans? If you do a quick search of idol culture on YouTube, You will find many videos talking about the bad parts of the idol industry. It's become common to have people fixate on its darker aspects. People are drawn to content exposing dirty little secrets like fly drawn to a lamp. It's probably safe to say that public opinion of idol fans aren't that far off from what the media portrays. Off the top of your head, can you think of any media you've seen where there are positive portrayals of idol fans? Not as obsessive maniacs or perverted stalkers, but regular everyday people that happen to like idols. I first heard about Oshi from the anime YouTuber The Anime Man, based on one of his manga recommendation videos. I had also read comments saying that there were going to be more emphasis on the dark side of the entertainment industry, especially when compared to other idol-related mangas, and thus was fully expecting it to take a crap on idols as well as their fans. So, what did I think? First off, I have to give props to the author. I can tell that he put a lot of work into researching the entertainment business. The amount of information he incorporated into this work is astounding. Given that I've been an idol fan for many years, I do know quite a bit about the inner working of showbiz. Idols do have to participate in rounds of auditions in order to become a member. Many idols start off as underground idols with little to no recognition to their name. Public relationships are discreetly discouraged by management and more often than not lead to fan backlash and the decline of popularity. Unfortunately, fan stalking is something that does occur. Groups often have an ace member. Idol fans participate in Wota, where they chant and dance with light sticks alongside performances. Idols are often added onto a cast mainly to be eye candy for the general audience, with little emphasis on their acting chops. Idols practice dancing and singing for hours on end. They even go to school. They get to throw opening pitches at baseball games. If they get popular enough, they can perform at huge stadiums such as Budokan, which is shown at the very beginning of the anime. Tokyo Dome is often considered the ultimate concert venue many idols strive so hard to reach. I could go on and on, beyond just the idol-related information, but what caught me off guard the most was how Oshi managed to strike a chord in me. As a fan that is older than most idols now, if I were to describe the feelings I have about idols, they're a bit complicated. I used to perform quite a lot in high school. I was in choir for a long time and then began dancing as well. I used to dream about becoming an idol, performing on stage in front of a massive crowd. Idols to me were the brightest stars in the galaxy. I used to look at them in admiration as I drove to improve myself. They were my rivals when it came to perfecting my craft. As much as I admired them, I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't physically attracted to them. One of their biggest selling points is their aesthetics after all. If someone had asked me if I'd date my favorite idol, I probably couldn't give them a straight answer. Those sentiments haven't really changed that much after all these years, but the lines between what I feel are often blurred compared to being confined to one specific thing. I still admire idols, but it's probably just because of my inclination to empathize with those that have the courage to put themselves in front of so many people. I'd be lying right now if I said that idols aren't physically attractive, but that's not to say that I see them as dating material. It has been quite a number of years since I was in high school, and since then, I've experienced a lot more in life. I couldn't imagine any more of an incompatibility. I'd be lying if I said that I never regretted going to college instead of trying to make it as a singer. Watching idols, I'm often reminded of my days performing on stage alongside my fellow peers, as if I'm superimposing my old dream onto them, wishing for their success from afar. It's difficult for me to pinpoint what my exact feelings are about idols, but if I had to choose one, the most accurate word would be affection. I applaud Aka Akasaka for portraying this level of complexity when it comes to being a fan of someone, because many people tend to view emotions as though they are painted out with broad strokes. The truth is that, more often than not, We have a multitude of thoughts and emotions about any one thing or person that we just can't distill down into a single word. At least, not without losing the nuances and layers that each is built upon. I hope most viewers felt something similar while watching. As an idol fan, there's been many times I've thought about quitting. There's the excessive spending, the overall negativity everywhere regarding idol culture, the fact that the older I become, the weirder I look being a fan of idols. The excessive spending. Becoming a fan has taught me quite a lot about people and myself. People tend to make rules regarding who they care about. A person needs to earn your trust before you start caring. They need to have a likable personality. They must be politically aligned with you. They need to be this and that before you give a damn. The list goes on and on. It may be caused by past trauma, things you were taught, or trying to fit in with social norms. The main point being that, even though we have the ability to empathize with others, at some point in our lives, we consciously, willingly decided not to. Liking idols made me remember that I don't need any of that just to genuinely care about someone. No rules or prerequisites. Just the fact that that person exists and is working towards something is enough for me. I have a feeling most people felt the same way about Hoshino Ai by the end of episode 1. And even though the nature of their occupation makes me reminisce on my own unfulfilled dream, I'm glad I'm an idol fan. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to A Cup of Wota, where you can always get your daily dose of idol related content. I am your host, Tony, and thank you so much for watching my first video. I apologize if it all just sounded like a bunch of rambling, because it probably was. I love idols. Not in a creepy way, of course. With how many negative things there are out there about idols, I want to help people understand why it's not nearly as weird or as bad as people might think it is. And I hope that I can do a decent job shining a light on those areas. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon linked in the description below for early access and other benefits. That's all for today's video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like the video if you didn't think that it was a massive waste of your time. Ding the bell for notifications and subscribe for more videos. Bye.